Hello, this is Jill from Paper Daisy Crafting, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. Thank you for joining me today. Hope you'll like my project for today, which is this card. Made this card a couple of weeks back for a blog hop, and it was a colour challenge, and the colours that we were to use were Gorgeous Grape, Just Jade, Melon Mambo, Pretty Peacock, and there was another one, Merry Merlot, which I didn't manage to fit on my card. The challenge was to use as many of the colours as you could, so I used 4 of them, and there were 5 colours. Beautiful card, I really like it. This lovely present is from the Little Treats stamp set here. Really pretty little image, that one. I love the Santa hat as well with these swirls on. Quite like the spider as well, and I've got an idea for that for Halloween. But anyway, this is our project for today. Now, because I made it for a colour challenge, obviously I had to use those colours, but today I'm not tied to using it for a colour challenge, so I can do any colours I like. So I am actually going to use these 3 colours. I'm going to use Coastal Cabana, Pretty Peacock, and Bermuda Bay. So all these shades of turquoisey blue, turquoisey green, I don't know which way around you like to say it. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to do my stamping first, and I'm just going to stamp one each of the presents. Oh, I need to get the present out first. I've got my block out, didn't get the stamp out. Where is it? Oh, maybe I have got it out. I have got it out already. So organised, I'm ahead of myself. There we go. Bit worried then, I thought I'd lost it. I searched all day today for a stamp that I used yesterday on some live crafting, and I found it on one of the Stamparatus plates. Right, now I'm wondering if this is a bit too juicy, so I'm going to stamp it and see. If it runs, then I'm going to move some of the ink off the stamp pad. Oh, that's fine. I thought it was going to be a bit too inky, but it's fine. Right, okay, so then I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Simply Chamois to clean off my stamp. You could stamp onto a scrap bit of paper to get most of the ink off if you wanted to do that. Just because I'm trying to be quite quick, I won't do that today, but I will rinse my chamois out after. This is Pretty Peacock. It's going in the centre there. Oh, and again, really lovely crisp images this gives. Really love it. And the last one is going to be Bermuda Bay. So three toning colours here. I'm loving Pretty Peacock at the minute. I have a phase on colours, and at the moment my favourite colour is Pretty Peacock. Love it. And this is Bermuda Bay. So then I've got 3 presents lined up there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to die cut on camera. Ooh, don't often do that. Just put this out of the way. Put the chamois out of the way. We'll use that again later. And I'm going to bring my big shot onto camera. And I've already die cut the 3 circles with the die from the Little Treats bundle. So this was this die here. So I've die cut that in the 3 colours, but I'm going to now die cut a white, whisper white circle with these presents on it to go in the middle of those. So you can see that's what I did here. The outer rim is this die cut and then a smaller circle inside. So let's bring my big shot in. It's not a big shot. What am I saying? It's not a big shot. It is my Stampin' Up Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I am absolutely loving. I didn't realise how much I needed a new die cutting machine until I started using this one, and I absolutely love it. It's I love these chunky plates that you pull out. I love the fact that it has a much smaller footprint than the Big Shot, so those fold up so that you can just store it much more easily. So I can now keep this in I've got room on my shelf for this now, whereas I used to have to go outside my room because it was stashed on a shelf in another room because I didn't have room for it in my craft room. So that's a win-win for me. Right, sorry, I'm off camera, aren't I? I'm just lining up the circle on the Pretty Peacock one. And then try and do this one on camera. Take that off. And I'm just reusing the same piece of washi tape each time. Works brilliantly. And if you're careful, it won't tear your cardstock. Just need to be quite careful with it. I sometimes put it on my jumper or something just to get a bit of the sticky off before I use it, just to make sure it doesn't stick. Right, okay. So that's all the die cutting we need to do for the moment. And pop my big shot down for a moment. And then let's get gluing. So we are going to glue the Bermuda Bay one on Bermuda Bay. This is one of the joys of Stampin' Up. Just look at how those colours coordinate. Absolutely matching perfectly. You don't get that with many other craft suppliers. It's so easy to make things look brilliant with Stampin' Up because the colours coordinate so brilliantly. I had a whole stash of stuff from different makers before I found Stampin' Up, and I can remember one particular day I wanted to do a card with a stripe of yellow patterned paper and some matching ink and some matching cardstock. Oh, it took me all day to sift through all my supplies and I still couldn't find what I needed. I had drawfuls of patterned paper, but none were quite the right colour. It drove me mad, and at that point I realised that, you know, I couldn't keep just buying more and more supplies just to find that one little bit of paper that I needed. And that's when I actually discovered Stampin' Up and my future was set. There we go. Right, okay, so now let's do our card base to put those three on. So we're going to start off with a card base of Pretty Peacock. As I said, I love, love, love this colour. This measures 15 centimetres by 21 centimetres. I think it's 8 1/4 inches by, let me do a quick measure. I think it's 6 inches. Yeah, it's just about 6 inches. Yeah, so we're going to score this at 10 1/2, or it would be 4 1/8 if you're working in imperial in inches. So let's do that. So this is going to be our card blank. And I'm just going to bring in my bone folder and give that a really good crease. Really lovely. And then we're going to have a layer of Bermuda Bay. Now I've cut the Bermuda Bay 1/2 centimetre smaller so that we get 1/4 centimetre border all the way round. Now obviously if you want a bigger border you can cut it slightly smaller, but mine is cut, so whereas my card blank measures 15 by 10 1/2, this panel measures 14 1/2 by 10 centimetres. There we go. And just a bit of Tombow on there. Glue that down. And then the next panel is going to be Whisper White, but I have embossed it with the Tasteful, I think it's called Tasteful Textures. I can never remember the name of this embossing folder. That's not quite. Now the good thing about the Tombow is it will give you a bit of wiggle room if you don't get it placed quite properly to start with. So just give it a tug to pull it into place. There we go. Am I happy with that? I think so. There we go. And then this is going on top here. And this is another 1/4 centimetre smaller. So this measures 9 1/2 by 14. And yes, like I said, I've embossed it with our Tasteful Textures embossing folder, which is my latest favourite embossing folder. Love it. I've actually got a couple of new embossing folders coming with my next order, which is due early next week. I've ordered, oh, I can't remember what it's called. It's in the new mini catalogue and there's 2 of them. I think that's called something Textures as well. I'll show it to you when it arrives. And also I've ordered the snowflake one, which is called Winter Wishes, maybe, I think. Not very good with the names at the moment, am I? I haven't got to grips with some of these names. Right, there we go. That's our card blank. Quite nice colours, I think. Okay, and then we've got our 3 gifts. So I'm going to put the Pretty Peacock one in the middle. Coastal Cabana. So a very different look to this card. You can really change things by changing up the colours. So let's get out some dimensionals. And something to deal with them, some sweet tweezers. And we're just going to pop some dimensionals on the back of these. Just 3 I think will do. Might put 1 in the middle for good luck. There we go. Wonder what you've all been up to. Did you catch any of our live crafting for World Card Making Day? My friend Jez and I set up a new Facebook group. If you'd like to join us, it's called Come Crafting with Jill and Jez. Give it a search on Facebook, and we're planning to do some more live crafting sessions. We did have quite a laugh once we'd sorted out the technology, which was a bit of a pain on Saturday. But yeah, it was good fun. Now, okay, so what I want to do here is measure so I can find the centre, because I want my first circle to be right in the middle. So I'm going to put a mark at 7.5 centimetres here so that I can see it. So the Pretty Peacock one is going to go about there, and I can see that it's exactly central there. It's very easy just to be a little bit off, and then it will all look, and it only has to be a tiny bit off for it to look completely out of place. So there we go. So there we go, there's 1. And then the other 2 I can just line up. So they just, 3 of them fit quite neatly along here. I'm loving this Little Treats bundle. I love the Little Treats box, and I've done several things with that, some of which I've yet to show you. But I also love the stamp set. I love the Father Christmas hat. I love these gifts. I was just wondering whether you could do paper piecing with these gifts. I'm going to give that a try, I think. Just stamp them onto some paper. I don't know. I haven't quite worked out how I'll do it, but just thought I just love them. There we go. And there. And then to finish off, now on this card, I used the new banner, the pick, oh, what's it called? I'll have to look it up. It doesn't stay with me, the name of this. It says pick a punch, is it called? Pick a punch? Banners Pick a Punch. It's the new Banners Pick a Punch. And I use that to create a little banner to put on here, and then stamp the happy birthday from Blossoms in Bloom. But today I thought I'd do a different message. So I've stamped in Pretty Peacock, especially for you, which is from the Little Treats stamp set. And I've die cut it out with one of the dies from the Little Treats. So it's like this little stitched scallop edged label, which is really quite sweet. So I'm just going to pop that down there on some dimensionals again. So very simple little card. I love it. Hope you do too. I am actually just going to do a panel to go inside as well before I come off camera. Right, I'll have 2 there. There we go. Do any of you find that you have these backs of dimensionals all over the place? Hardly a room in the house that I go into where there isn't on the floor the back of a dimensional. I don't know, they must be quite static and cling to your clothes. Right, there we go. So especially for you. So it doesn't have to be a birthday card then. The other one I thought they were birthday presents, but actually that doesn't have to be a birthday card. Just going to take an eraser and rub that out. I sent all my customers one of these pencils last month because I use it so much for measuring and marking cardstock and then rubbing out my pencil mark. That's quite sweet, isn't it? So we're just going to do a panel to go inside. So I've already cut my panel. It was 1 centimetre smaller than my card blank, so it measures 9.5 by 14. And we're just going to stamp, if I can remember what I've done with the stamp. Here we are. And I think we did Bermuda Bay last, so without having to clean it, I'm going to use Bermuda Bay again. Just one of these little presents down in the corner there of my panel, just to link the front with the back, with the front with the inside, and then that is going to go in there. So, hope you've enjoyed my project today. Don't forget, if you want to purchase anything that I've shown on the video today, they will all be available in my online store, and the link to that is below this video. There's a link to my blog where I will write and show you some photos if you want to save some photos or pin them to your Pinterest account to remind you what I made. You can do that from my blog. If you want to get in touch, if there's anything you want to ask about paper crafting or ordering or anything like that, please do get in touch. My email is on my contact page on my blog, so you can email me. I love hearing from customers and what you're all up to. Yeah, so just do that. You can sign up to my newsletter where I send out all the monthly news from Stampin' Up and from me. I usually try and include a special offer just for my newsletter readers, as well as all the Stampin' Up offers. So if you want to get a chance to get some more special offers and money off and things, do sign up for my newsletter. I don't bombard you. In fact, I try and send them out once a month, but I don't even always accomplish that. So probably less than once a month you'd be getting a newsletter from me. So not too bad. And you can unsubscribe at any moment as well. So 2 cards. Wonder which one is your favourite? I quite like this one, actually. I quite like these shades. But anyway, that's it from me today. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will be back soon with another project to inspire you. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.